Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to the Forest Synergy Brawl. We are playing some Raynor today. Let's go, boys. Brawl modifiers, we got 4 auras, we got synergy, so we all spawn at the same time. Yes, I'm casting this game. I will explain in a moment. We also have Bastion, so structures have double life. So I'm currently on a, educational trip to Quebec City. Everyone speaks French here, and I'm trying to improve my French speaking. I am not really doing much of that, to be honest. But I guess, it's a little sabbatical. It's a good away from home. It's like helping me wind down from my Europe trip, I guess, because Europe was a lot of fun. Anyways, I'm on my crap top. My mic is horrendous. You probably can barely hear me. But that is what we have to work with, and because I love you guys a lot, I pulled this together. So yeah, the crap top, we got lowest graphics setting. Basically, I just filtered myself on like 144p filter, and this is what we got. So there's a Legionary, there's a Hellbat, so we're against Phoenix, we're against Swan, and we're also, spoiler alert, against Stetton. You can see it over here. I'm playing some Raynor here. I think I roll aura like 2 attack speed, 1 extra range, and 1 blood. So overall, not too amazing, but the attack speed is actually key, as you will see in a moment. So yeah, we got some Stetmans with like a little wing coming out here. On the allied team, we have Artanis and Abathur. Abathur is a great asset this game. You guys will see in a moment. Artanis, well, maybe we'll take a look. I feel like there was a bit of questionable stuff is happening. So yeah, anyways, I'm planning on taking streaming a lot more seriously once I come back, because I really, really want to make it happen right now with my YouTube channel. So coming September, I'm not taking like any gigs for teaching, and I'm just going to be working on I just realized this thing has like some ridiculous range. Oh my god, Swan is 4.5 range on this Hellbat. That looks hilarious. But anyways, I'm really taking like a lot of tutoring students, so I would really want to work on that. Just acquiring clients. Like, I gotta figure out how to do that, man. I need to get myself a sales funnel, basically. And I really want to make sure my YouTube works, because now that I have tasted the possibility of Europe, I feel like I gotta set up a system for myself that will allow me to do that without having to like basically work a 9 to 5. It's true that it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a bit of a lag time, but yeah, we're gonna plant some trees. And so I'll probably be streaming like every weekday. I don't know what sort of time I'm gonna do, but it'll be like later at night. I'm gonna assume that weekdays probably won't get much viewership because like it's a weekday. Unless I target like an audience that is in university and they should be studying, but instead they're up at like 2 a.m. watching someone streaming some game, which is a possibility. Or other time zones as well. But I don't think 2 a.m. streaming in North America would hit any time zone that makes sense besides something in Asia, which will be a nice move. Anyways, I'm going to be building some Vikings because we see a step. And Vikings are going to absolutely devour Stetton, mostly because of my increased attack speed and range. Right now, Gary's going to get a free pass because, I have yet to actually buy a Stetton. Buy a bike. One of the downsides of using your craft top to film is that, you have to basically have double the workload. I got to cast the game after, but that's okay because that could be a bit refreshing because I can actually learn from some mistakes I may have been making, which will be interesting because I feel like, because I'm in the moment all the time, it's sometimes hard to see that. But yeah, I can also realize what mistakes my opponents are making as well, so maybe they'll actually help me become better at it. But yeah. Anyways, the extra range is going to be very, very good. But yeah. Double Gary is going to be a problem for now, but we will solve that very, very quickly with just a few more Vikings. So here we go. It's coming. It's coming. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should just stream on all the weekend days, because I think weekends is probably prime time for most people, and Fridays as well. I don't know about every day, but I have some video ideas set up and planned for whatchamacallit. Planned, basically. Hold on, I'm gonna tab out to make sure that I'm actually recording, because like I'm having like, you know, major trust issues with my OBS right now, because it has happened before, and I only have one screen now. But yeah, anyways, I have like some ideas for some videos that I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna give it a good old try. Anyways, Abathur's Ravager here, doing God's work. I think the siege tanks actually sound different on low quality. I mean, actually auto attack looks different, and Abathur's like Bio Blast looks so different on low quality. It actually looks more like a Bio Blast, to be honest, than the other one, like when it's on high quality. Archons just look hilarious. But yeah, I have a bunch of commander guides all set up and ready, like the whole presentation is set up. I just gotta like double check some numbers, and then, you know, run some games on those commanders to make sure that I like actually know what's going on, and then slam it all together, and then we're gonna get a few commander guides gonna be coming hot off the oven. Good thing about being in Quebec City is there's absolutely nothing to do after like the first like 2 days that you're here. So it gives you a lot of time to just work on stuff. So I think I just have to make a commander guide for like 2 remaining commanders, I think, that are complete. Like Zeratul is like a whole nother thing that I need to like do. And I don't think we're going to see any Zeratul guides coming out anytime soon. Zeratul also is completely redonkulous right now. But yeah, what else? I think the only 2 commanders I have left are like 2 commanders I literally like don't play. I can't remember off the top of my head what those commanders are, to be fair. But anyways, let me point out some mistakes my opponents are making right now. So, number 1. Well, actually, Swan with his tanks is not too bad. But, our opponents need some serious anti-air. And I mean, like, serious. I mean, like, not like Hydralisks. Hydralisks aren't good enough. I'm talking, like, Swan Goliaths. Anyways, Phoenix doesn't have Phoenix, and he has enough Legionaries right now to have bought a Phoenix. I know I play Phoenix, and sometimes I don't buy Phoenix, and you guys always tell me that's a bad idea. Well, right now, I'm telling you guys that, well, it's a bad idea not to have Phoenix. Anyways, Phoenix in any form would be better than just not having him. So yeah, I think Stepman should have gone frontline, or if not frontline, at least Banelings and Mecha Corruptors. Just because Mecha Corruptors are going to be good to like at least drop a bit of AoE on the Banshees that I am starting to build. And Banelings would wreck my Firebats and the Roaches pretty easily, leaving the very, very juicy Ravagers ripe to be shot up by tanks and Goliaths, actually. I would suggest Tier 3 Goliaths, because Tier 3 Goliaths will attack everything. Granted, they do need something to keep them alive. I think Stetman for Ultralisk, that would have been great. You guys are going to see a unit that Stetman builds at around like the 9-minute mark that is like absolutely game losing. I'm going to point it out to you guys. You guys will probably be able to see it as well. But yeah. Yeah, I just think there could have been better synergy amongst the enemy team. Instead, there are 2 siege units that only attack ground. Keep this in mind. And there are going to be more of them as the game progresses. Anyways, yeah, I want to try stream more. I'm going to do some more stuff that is hopefully interesting, that is not just Direct Strike. Of course, I'm going to still be doing Direct Strike, because that is the daily fare. I don't know how to negotiate like daily Direct Strike versus not having daily Direct Strike in other games, because at the end of the day, I think I actually enjoy playing Direct Strike. Like, some weekly brawls are good, and I'm just like, yes. So maybe I'll just have to negotiate something where it's like I only play during brawls that are good, I guess. Who knows? But yeah, it's kind of like a wait and see moment. But anyways, yeah. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't know. I'm just trying to make something out of this, I guess. because I'm actually considering maybe like when I say like I do go off to Europe, that I buy like a gaming laptop and bring it with me, and just produce content there. Because honest to God, like not producing content for the 3.5 weeks, pretty much like tanked the viewership, which I guess, you know, is just how things go when you release daily videos. But I'm hoping that, you know, if I can cook it up a little bit right now, it'll return my viewership back to maybe what it once was before I left. We'll see. I'm optimistic, you know. It's not going to be that bad, I think. It might be a bit of a lag time, but yeah. But yeah, so anyways, Abathur's Ravager doing work. I got some Banshees now. They're starting to do some work. Here's where Banelings and Mecha Corruptors would be nice, because Mecha Corruptors could have blasted the Banshees and then like maybe tanked a few hits for the Gary. But we don't have that. And yeah, like Swan Goliaths would be okay as like a deal damage to a bunch of stuff and also maybe shoot at the Banshees, but not for as much damage. But you know, still damage. Damage is damage. Can't say no to that. Swan tanks are I guess are okay, but you should at least have some Thors or something. His team should have something to back him up, which unfortunately they don't. Phoenix is about to do something that you should never do as Phoenix when you're up against Raynor. And you guys will probably see it very soon. At least Phoenix shouldn't be the one doing it. Is this the wave? Oh my god, this is the wave. I've got it memorized. I actually cast this one time before, but I forgot to lower the game volume through OBS, and so you literally could not hear me. But yeah. Anyways. But yeah. Phoenix has mojo into Raynor Vikings. We already know that scouts are a challenged unit, but to build them into possibly the strongest air unit in existence is a bit of wishful thinking. You can see here Mojo does not even take down a single Banshee in this wave, and he is wiped out. The Banshees are just wiping our opponents out. Banshees plus the Raptors, just crushing it. And we've got some Tempests coming in, okay? So I want you to keep track of how many anti-air units actually come into existence on the enemy team. Scouts don't count. Scouts don't count, because I'm gonna tell you there's gonna be a few more scouts on the way. Like, if Phoenix just got Phoenix in Dragoon mode, that would solve some problems with the Banshees, because the aerial blast plus Gary is probably gonna be enough to take him out, or like bring him to such a low amount of health that, I don't know, scouts could take him out, or you know, alternatively Goliaths or Thors could take him out. But yeah. Anyways, as you can see, because we have air supremacy, the ground just really doesn't matter. We're just brutalizing everything. So our opponents are like, oh no, we should build some units to take over the sky, right? Well, I mean, if scouts were a unit and taking over the sky was energy generation. Sorry, if scouts was a resource and taking over the sky was energy generation, scouts would be like trying to push a hand crank generator to create electricity. Literally the last resort, basically. So all these front lines are running forward here, and just gonna get massacred. Focus strike algorithm on the lurkers isn't bad, but like you can't keep them alive to do more than like one focus strike algorithm. It's kind of a waste. Lurkers are also ridiculously expensive, and you already have tanks. So basically, what I'm saying is, why do you need 2 sets of siege units, both of which do not attack air units? Big question. Yeah, these scouts are gonna get just obliterated. Yeah. I mean, ever since like Daemless Vikings lost their ability to transform quickly, I think Raynor Vikings just take the cake. Like, you just can't beat them. Because before you could beat them with Daemless Vikings head on, if you just had the Daemless Vikings land and then like distract the Raynor Vikings, make them go up and down, and then like have your Daemless Vikings just go back up into the sky. Or just make them like 1v1 the Raynor Vikings while they're on the ground. I don't know. I think the Vikings would win against Raynor Vikings. The Raynor Vikings have more range, so maybe they could form a bigger cone, and then like the concave would like take over, and yeah. So anyways, tanks survived, but only because they were in the back. I don't think by any other virtue. Our wave is gonna bleed over to the next. Like this wave is almost completely unscathed. Like we lost our front line, but our Ravagers are still kicking, and our Banshees are still kicking. And our Vikings just got rid of the Gary, and we have a new wave coming up, and this is still most of the old wave here. So that is very, very interesting. More scouts coming up to just die, basically. I mean, it's better than nothing, but it would have been better if, you know, it wasn't a scout. Like, if it was a Mecha Corruptor, they could at least do 100 damage to the Banshees with the Explosive Blast. Yeah. Anyways. Firebat's running through. Ooh, Artanis coming in with the shield. I do gotta say, Artanis, when it comes to synergy, is pretty clutch because of that fat shield you can drop on your team. More scouts. I think there's literally, yeah, we got Tempest here. There's 4 Vikings taking on like 6 scouts in mode here, I think. 4 Vikings, 2 Tempests. I mean, that's not even fair, to be honest. Not even a fair matchup there at all. But yeah, here we go. We're pushing through. Here we go. Banshee's coming in. We've got an Ares bot. Very, very questionable, to be honest. Goliath or Thor, I think, is what we want. Probably on the side of Goliath, I'll be honest. Because Goliaths can also hit Vikings, which are army. I mean, Banshees, you do want to kill them pretty fast, though, so I don't know. If Stetman had Mecha Corruptors, that would be sorted out. Mecha Corruptors and Banelings. Because our front line is not really good against Banelings. Like, none of us really have a good unit to tank Banelings. Like, if any of us had an Ultralisk, then yeah, Banelings would not be the best solution. But none of us really have an Ultralisk. The best thing we can do is, like, the Zealots with the shield, maybe. Or a Brutalisk. None of which are good choices. Anyways, I think we're about to see the questionable decision Stetman makes. Oh, it's not quite yet. Actually, maybe it's at the 10-minute mark. But, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to be laughing at it, basically, when I see it. Anyways, laser getting destroyed here. Banshee's just going to town. I don't know what they're hitting. I think they're going after the Ares bot. They're hitting something. But the Nexus took him out. Which, I mean, I guess. Overseer getting slammed. Yeah, I'm just getting slammed, basically. Not looking too hot. Not looking too hot at all. But yeah. I'm just gonna keep it calm with the commentary, I guess, right now, because it's just aerial domination and not much else. But because we're winning the skies, we're also winning the ground. So yeah, it's a bit of a both happening kind of situation. Oh, did you see it in the bottom corner? Do you see that unit that costs like 1,000 minerals and contributes absolutely nothing to the dire situation in the skies? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Stetman bought a battle carrier lord. Stetman, of all things, bought a battle carrier lord. Why? I don't know. It could have been 2 Mecha Corruptors. But instead, it's a battle carrier lord. Anyways, it's safe to say that we're going to win this one quite decisively. I have a big Stukov game to cast as well after, but we'll see. Base is under attack. Always a good sign when it's the enemy base that is under attack. But yeah, I'm going to be back on like Saturday of this week I'm gonna arrive home at Friday, but like late at night, so I'm not gonna count that. So I'm probably gonna have to produce a few more games. But yeah, I do think I want to get a gaming laptop just so I can do Direct Strike videos and go while I'm abroad. Because I do want to do like, I don't know if I want to live in Europe now for like a year. That might be a lot. And I might become disillusioned by the place, which, you know, is natural. I think what I really want is just, that experience of meeting lots of people and just having lots of fun, if that makes any sense. I don't know, because it's hard to meet people when you live in your city, you know? Like, yeah, it's just what it is. Anyways, Nexus is about to explode, and that is always good. Nice. There we go. So we're just gonna crush it here. I'm gonna switch it to my own perspective here, which is gonna lag the game a little, but we're gonna see that I dealt a lot of damage. That's what happens when your Banshees go uncontested. I think I clicked through all the damage stats and stuff, so thank goodness for that. So you can see here, overall, 67. And I think we have another damage stat, a unit stat coming up here. There we go. Well, if you guys enjoy this game, be sure to leave a like. And until next time, I will see you guys later.
In the rear with the gear. The tires. Let's light some fires. Need a light. They picked the wrong fight.